Have you ever felt like you're running on autopilot, doing everything, fixing everything, carrying the weight of the world, and somewhere along the way, you lost touch with you? Maybe trauma pushed you into this role, forcing you to lead and protect, but now it feels like your softer, more feminine side has disappeared. If that resonates with you, believe me, I've been there too. In this episode, we're going to talk about how to reclaim your feminine energy after trauma, what that actually looks like in relationships, and how to stop overparenting or leading so you can cohabitate with ease. So let's dive in, shall we? I'll never forget a time in my life when everything felt like it was on my shoulders. Trauma had forced me into survival mode, emotionally, financially, and in my relationships. I became the problem solver, the leader, the one who had to make sure everything got done. And sure, it gave me a sense of control, but deep down, I was exhausted and resentful. Now, I understand that this has a lot to do with me, but I just want to explain kind of how I got here, just so that you guys can understand and maybe you can even relate to what I'm talking about here. But I, like many people, we all have five wounds that we suffer from. And mine was fear of betrayal. So I was always trying to control because that's how I survived and it's how I felt safe. Now, you receive what your the behavior you're enabling. And since I was fearing betrayal and I was trying to control everything, situations that were out of my control kept coming up. I kept getting betrayed. These types of things had to happen to me until I corrected my behavior. Since everyone's a mirror, I was attracting this. I was exhausted. I was resentful. I was half expecting it, and this has a way of taking its toll. I even started to notice this dynamic in my relationships. I wasn't just being a partner, I was being a parent. I'd catch myself micromanaging, trying to fix my partner, and making decisions for both of us, and wondering why I felt so disconnected. It hit me one day when a friend said, "Hey, Cindy, you're not leaving room for him to step up." That was a gut punch because, of course, she was right. I was so used to protecting myself that I didn't realize I was robbing my partner of the chance to lead and robbing myself of the chance to receive. That was the moment I decided something had to change. Let's break this down. First, let's talk about why trauma pushes us into masculine energy. When we experience trauma, our nervous system kicks in our fight or flight mode. We step up, take charge, and start doing instead of being because it simply feels safer. It's a survival mechanism, and sometimes it is absolutely necessary. But what happens when that survival mode becomes your default? We stay in masculine energy, leading, protecting, making decisions, solving problems. And while masculine energy has its place, living there long term disconnects us from our feminine flow. The part of us that's intuitive, creative, and open to receiving. Now, here's the kicker. This dynamic doesn't just show up in how we live, it shows up in our relationships. Overparenting your partner, telling them what to do, how to do it, or stepping in to handle everything is a form of masculine energy. Leadership in a relationship is masculine, but a healthy partnership thrives on balance. There's give and take, and here's where our ego often sabotages us. Our ego says, if I don't control this, everything will fall apart. Sound familiar? I want you to ask yourself right now, what am I afraid will happen if I let go? Write it in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Trust me, I've been there. So, how do we break free from this pattern? How do we reclaim our feminine energy while feeling safe and supported? Let's talk about some practical steps you can take today. First step, practice receiving. Start small. The next time your partner offers to help or make a decision, let them. Even if they do it differently than you would, let it be. Receiving is a muscle we have to build after trauma. We really do have to rebuild it. It's something that we have to work on. Every little action, every little micro action counts in rewiring our brain. Okay, second step: stop parenting your partner. This one's hard, I know, but start noticing when you step into the role of teacher, fixer, or caretaker. Instead of correcting or taking over, try asking, how do you think we should handle this? Invite collaboration instead of control. Third, create space for stillness. When you're stuck in masculine energy, it's easy to fill every moment with a task. But feminine energy thrives in stillness. Create a daily ritual just for you. I'm always telling my clients this. A little bit of time just for yourself goes a long way. Whether it's journaling, meditating, or simply sitting with a cup of tea and letting yourself be really helps. Fourth, release control in small steps. When you feel the urge to control, pause and ask yourself, what would happen if I let this go? Sometimes the answers might surprise you. Fifth, trust your partner to lead. This might be the hardest step, but it's also the most transformative. Give your partner space to step up into their own leadership role. Yes, they might make mistakes. That's part of the process. But trust is the bridge between masculine and feminine energy. Tell me, what steps resonate with you the most? Let me know in the comments. Or if you've already started practicing some of these, what's the biggest challenge from you? I'd really like to hear. Reclaiming your feminine energy isn't about giving up your power, it's about embracing balance. It's learning to trust again, to let go of control, and rediscover the part of you that flows effortlessly with life. Can't stress it enough. Listen, if you're ready to dive deeper, I'm creating a 21-day meditation that you can do over um, the next 21 days in order to reprogram your subconscious. Check it out on the guided breathwork series, and or always feel free to book a coaching session with me. Let's reconnect you with your feminine essence and create harmony in your relationships. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And please don't forget to subscribe for more episodes of Ask Cindy. Until next time, remember, you are worthy of softness, love, and connection. I'll see you soon.